This week we are featuring the highlights and sidelights of the awarding ceremonies of the 2014-2015 Autofocus People's Choice Awards. As we mentioned earlier, we'll now bring you the rationale and methodology behind the poll process.
It may sound like a complicated process, the Autofocus People's Choice Awards, but Awards Committee Chairman Jerry Aquino makes it all sound easy. We defer to him for an intimate look at the reason for its creation and the methodology of tabulating the votes.
The biggest development for the awards this year was the separation of the Automobile of the Year awards for the luxury and standard categories. I think that was a landmark choice on the part of STV because really, if you look at it, high volume, low price cars, selling at maybe 100 or even 1,000 units a month versus a luxury model from a company that is happy to sell 4 or 5 units a month. If you still bunch them all together for one Automobile of the Year awards, naturally the luxury models have a very significant disadvantage. So the fact that it was separated, I think, was a landmark decision on the part of STV, and that should make manufacturers at the end of this exercise very happy, very fair.
That certainly sheds new light on the real purpose of the People's Choice Awards. Yet that's not the whole story. From the hundreds of thousands of votes cast, the next step is counting them all. In addition, there's the factoring in of unit sales provided by Stratcom. With that part covered, we now show you the different categories the nominees will be vying for. There are 23 total awards, with 2 Top Plum Awards and 21 category awards. The 2 main groups are the standard and luxury models. Standard models are your regular offering of sedans, vans, pickups, SUVs and sports cars offered by makes from Japan, Korea, China, the US, and Europe. The luxury models have similar categories to the standard models, only this time offering much more in the way of features, amenities, and performance. Here you'll have the more exotic mix of German, Italian, British, American, and even Japanese. From these 2 main groups are 10 to 11 individual categories composed of varying sizes of sedans, SUVs, vans, sports cars, and even an open category for vehicles that defy convention. Winners from each of these categories have the chance of becoming either the Standard Automobile of the Year or Luxury Automobile of the Year. To give you an idea of those in contention, here's a brief rundown of the participating models and their categories. Not surprisingly, the awards program drew quite an attendance. Representatives from automobile manufacturers and distributors, as well as members of the media, made their way to the venue at the Prism Plaza of the SM Mall of Asia on November 6, 2014 for the awards proper. The much-anticipated ceremony was begun with a few welcoming words from the chairman and CEO of Sunshine Television and producer of Autofocus, Mr. Ray Butch Gamboa.
Good evening to everyone, and welcome to this evening's gathering of industry friends. Indeed, everyone I see here is familiar. Everyone is a friend. Again, thank you very much for being here, and feel very much privileged for you to be here and join us in this affair. Tonight, we mark the opening of the Autofocus Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival and the awarding of this year's Media's Choice Awards, and of course, the 10th Autofocus People's Choice Awards. This is the second Test Drive Festival for the year, following the 2014 Summer Test Drive Festival, which, if you will permit me to say, was quite successful and embraced well by the industry. As I have mentioned to many of you, the Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival was conceived in place of the annual Autofocus Motor Show and Auto Expo during the years when the much bigger Campi stages the Philippine International Motor Show. I believe that ours is one big but unified industry, and coordination and mutual respect are needed in order to have a seamless calendar of events. As for the Pre-Christmas Test Drive Festival, our feedback pointed to the enthusiastic response and acceptance of the concept of having a well-designed test drive course within the event venue as against the simple test drive exercise within the general confines of the SM Mall of Asia. So we are happy to announce that we are again adopting this concept in this second test drive event. Going now to the 2014-2015 Media's Choice Awards, more than 20 print and broadcast motoring journalists composed of motoring section editors, columnists, bloggers, and other members of the motoring media gathered on October 18 for the special annual poll to pick out their choices among the 84 automobiles that vied for the awards. The select panel of motoring professionals and practitioners voted on their choices. We are confident that the professional and unbiased opinions of our motoring journalists, based on actual test drives and intimate knowledge of the vehicle's finer points, can contribute well to the motoring public's informed choices. And now for the Autofocus People's Choice Awards, which is now in its 10th year, and which mirrors the popularity and preferences of automobiles based on a combination of unit sales and people's votes. I must say that my partner, Mr. Jerry Aquino, the chairman of the awards committee for both Media's Choice and People's Choice Awards, said his hands full again for this year's polls. We at STB continue to work towards increased credibility and prestige in these awards, and we will continually endeavor to arrive at the ideal equation in determining the most popular automobile for the current year. Having said that, next year's polls will definitely see some changes. In the hope of creating a better balance, we will continue to give a voice to a person's personal choice as expressed by his actual purchase. But we will also give a more pronounced voice to the aspirations of those who are limited by budget constraints. We will always be cognizant of the auto industry's continuing efforts to provide car owners and motorists with the best onboard features, styling performance, and overall value for money. So, let's get ready to rumble! And with this evening's event, thank you very much.
We're just about to reveal the roster of winners of the People's Choice Awards.